preparing to go live stream. Since we hit YouTube, I will go. And sometimes I'm by myself on this Zoom channel, and that's okay because somebody's going to watch it later. I'm making history. I'm going to have the most podcasts of anybody ever. All right. Let's darken that. Let's go back here. Got it. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's ILAH. This is Most Things Hypnosis, and you are live with me here. Woo! How's everyone doing? I hope all is well. Today's show, the title is What Are You Feeding Your Mind? I have a lot of notes that I took and notes on my computer and such. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're feeding our mind. What are we feeding our mind? And I'll take a little bit of a biblical approach too on that. And also just a secular view that kind of parallels the biblical approach as well. But first, remember, we always have to do the but first. I have a but first. I read this and I thought this was perfect for today's segment. It's called Two Wolves. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, he said to the boy. It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. He continued, the other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person as well. The grandson then asked his grandfather, which wolf will win? And the Cherokee simply replied, the one you feed. And that is very profound, which kind of ties in to what I'm going to be talking about today. Not for very long, and I know I always say that. I always go over 15 minutes, and I could go an hour. I could go an hour. I could just talk and talk. I just like to have fun. Okay, I hope we're all having fun. But what are you feeding your mind? What is it that goes into your mind? Now, this is something that everybody has a thing that they focus on. It can be good and bad. I don't care. But what are you feeding? Babe Ruth said, it's hard to be a person who, it's hard to beat a person. I'm sorry. It's hard to beat a person who never gives up. I have a friend who never gives up. This is a person that I would have, if I were them, I would have given up a long time ago and just, locked myself in a bedroom with a stack of newspapers and hoped for no paper cuts. We jokingly and lovingly call him Job. But, this is the most positive person that just makes it and strives, just keeps on going. And you know who you are, PM. It takes, oh, here's another little thought. I saw this. It's like, takes money. If it takes money to be happy, your search for happiness will never end. So just remember that if you're a money hungry person. Okay, let's talk about our minds, our brains. We only get one, so shouldn't we take care of it? Think about when you go into a car sales dealership, whatever, and you're gonna go buy a used car. It's certified, used or whatever. What do? You kick the tires, you lift the hood, you take it for a test drive, you look around, you're looking for any little imperfections that might help you reduce the price. And I'm preaching to the choir here because I was taken on a car deal not too long ago. Anyway, but there is this take care of the car. Then you got to make sure if you take care of the oil changes. I'm sorry, there's something scratching my nose all of a sudden. I wonder what's in the air. If you take care of the oil, the brakes, and the tires, your car is going to last a while. Make sure you keep it, well maintained and do the maintenance on it. It's a lot cheaper than have it when it breaks down. I know, I've been there with the car without oil before. Not fun. Okay, so we got to take care of our brain because we only get one. Now, let's talk about differences of opinion. You have an opinion about something. Let's go to politics. Such a buzz thing right now, right? And it could be a buzz kill or joy, and it's so divided in many directions. And I'm not going to pick a side. I just want to make a point on, and because everybody's so familiar with the political scene and the shenanigans going on either side. I'm not trying to pick sides. I don't give a shit about any of that. Here's the thing, the difference of opinions. All sides, they all have a point of view, and they all believe that they are guarding their minds for their point of view. When you're trying to talk to somebody and you want to convey your point of view to them, and they're not responding the way you want them to respond, because you don't know if they've accepted, agreed, disagreed with your point of view. And if they don't agree with you, what do? You just keep fighting it. You keep begging it. Let them be, because it's not your right to tell them how to believe or how to think or how to have a point of view. You can have yours. This is my point of view. Let me give a little trick here, a little hint. To help somebody see things even a little bit your way, well, try to just obviously acknowledge what they're saying. This is just a side note, folks. Put a little line with a little side box. Acknowledge what they're saying, and then try to repeat back the last 3 or 4 words they said. And then you can go on to how interesting that is. And I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your perspective. I like that. And you can metaphorically, I'm not talking about manipulate, although I guess some people do. Think about the narcissist, right? Who will manipulate it to become whatever it is they want it to become. But that's not what I'm talking about. But you can be kind and disagree and still be friends. That's a big thing, right? We got to guard our minds. Let's go back to guarding our minds. We have the right. You have the right to think any way you wish. You do not have the right to tell other people how to think. That's on them. That's how they think. And just because they don't agree doesn't make anybody wrong. They just may not agree with you. Their right is theirs, then my right is mine. Think about the Christian world and those that are Christians, and those are the perfect atheists. They absolutely believe that their perspectives are absolutely right. And one side rolls their eyes at the other. Why don't they see this point of view? Why can't they see this? It's a perspective. They're guarding their mind from something, maybe there was a trauma, just like a Christian's guarding their mind from maybe there was some trauma, maybe there was a realization. I don't know. All I know is that people guard their minds for their own reasons. Just remember, even the words I'm saying right now in this podcast, many may believe in it, may agree with me, may not agree with me. I promise you one thing, I'm not going to lose an ounce of sleep, because you have the right to not agree with me. You have the absolute right to not agree, not believe the same way as I do, just like I do. Just know that. You may not even believe in the old adage, garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. And some of that can be fallacy. Some of that could be a disruption. Some of that could be just another person's point of view. Where was I? Perspective, just taking a perspective. A little side note again. I had done a little, I belong to a private Facebook group for hypnotherapists, and there was a question I posed. What is the positive intention to laziness? And there were amazingly a lot of unique perspectives on laziness, and nobody, I believe, was wrong. Every one of those perspectives has a valid point. And I was mere curious, because I do have some clients that claim that they're lazy. So I'm trying to find what would be their positive intention to be lazy, because they can't think of it. So I thought I would throw some ideas out there. And I'm getting a lot of amazing and decent feedback from these people. Okay, so on a Christian note, if we will, just think about this, keeping your mind guarded, keeping your brain protected. And a biblical perspective in Philippians 4:8, it says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, pure, lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on such things. So this describes to me exactly what I'm talking about. Guard your mind, or it will be guarded for you. So the devil, the evil side, or the negative side, the negativism, it will always creep in. So get yourself in a position, and I'll try to explain how in a minute, where the normal is always protected and anything outside of that is foreign. Because a lot of people actually are the opposite. They live in a negative world, and the minute something positive comes in, it's unusual. It's like if you make your bed every single day, every day, you make your bed every day, and you just never not make your bed. The day that you don't make your bed, you're going to be thinking about it all day long. That's out of the norm. It's out of comfort zone, you know. Or the person who never makes their bed suddenly now starts making their bed, or just makes it. They're going to be thinking about, wow, I accomplished something today. How cool is that? They're going to be thinking about it. So it's the same thing. We're guarding our minds on the good. So if you keep the good positive, and you know what, more positive you have, the healthier physically you become. I can't tell you story after story, and personally, people I know, bitter hearts, died bitterly in agony, in physical pain and disease. And I absolutely believe, and this is just my belief, if they had had a positive heart, if they had a positive mind, that they could have lived a much longer life. In between every beat of your heart, emotion lives. This is theory, but every beat you have an emotion. That pause is emotion. It's heart math. So you want to take that in between, that in between heartbeat, and you want to guard that emotion, create that positivity. So I've been working on this myself for a few years, and it's exhilarating to me over the last 5 years how much I've changed, because now I'm at a point where I do live in positivity. It kind of pisses people off sometimes too, that I'll change something from their negative perspective and I'll just twist it around to something positive, which is kind of unheard of in the world of such negativity, but I do it anyway. So just knowing that I'm going to live in this position of positivity. So just imagine little pluses, positive energies all over me every chance I get. It's just how I'm choosing to live. I make that choice every day. I wake up happy. I never wake up unhappy, ever, 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 ever. I don't care if I'm sick. I still wake up happy. I still have joy. And so it's like anything outside of this is counterfeit. So I'm going to notice it right away. I'm going to notice it and I'm going to take care of it right now. So I could be watching a movie, something could be said, I don't even realize I got triggered, a little anxiety hits, and bam, I'm like, oh, where'd that anxiety come from? And I know I've mentioned this before. Where did it? Okay. And I'll just stop whatever and I'll take a minute. I'll just take a drink of water, which is kind of like water has turned into like my Xanax. I'll just what is behind it. Okay, you know what? I live in appreciation. I always hold my gut. This is where appreciation for me lives. This is my positivity, appreciation and kindness. You can't get any higher than that. This is where love and appreciation, all of it lives, right in this bubble, and that nothing can get through. And the minute it does, I'm on it. I'm on it right now. Within 10, 15 seconds, I'm back into my comfort zone. And that's how it works. How do you get there? Well, I got there through the means of hypnosis. Some people, you just work at it every day. There's a little thing I found that we feed our minds with food, images, ideas, words, feelings, conversations, advertisements from all types of sources, sounds, noises, which are loud, soft, pleasing, jarring. We feed our minds with unintentional things which we allow in, and they change us in ways that shape our lives and that we're not even aware of them. Think about those people who smoke, who started smoking. Somehow, some way, smoking got into their world. How did that happen? How does smoking get into your world? You all that smoke or have smoked, I am 34 years smoke free, thank you very much, had a way that it happened. It does. So propaganda, brainwashing, there's so much psychology in advertising. I was going to show you, but I don't have it. Just look at advertising. Just start examining the verbiage in something that's being advertised to you, and how are you guarding your mind. I remember my children were real little, and we get the Toys R Us. I don't know if you know what Toys R Us is. Look it up on Google. Toys R Us was a big toy store, right? So we get a magazine about once a month from Toys R Us. And I never let my kids on when they were little that was a store that they could go get toys at. I just let them look at the magazine for fun, because it was just fun. They didn't covet anything because they didn't know any better. The propaganda I used was, this is just fun. The ice cream truck, remember the ice cream truck? So they have the music going, and I would just tell my kids, the music truck is here. The music truck is here. It's going down the street. Isn't that cool? The music truck. So, because I know at some point it's going to change, and it's going to start costing me some money. So I just wanted to get them through the idea that, no, it's not something they charge out after. How you shape things, how you word things, how you envelop, you can be influenced in such an incredible way. And your mind can be unguarded in that influence. It can be manipulated. You can have gullibility and vulnerability going on. It's just water, honest. She's over going, right, my friends here. But vulnerability, I know I'm saying that right. Am I saying that right? Vulnerability. It can create an open filters for crap, all kinds of crap and negativity to come in. You got to clear the crap. And there's so many modalities that I use with my clients, how to clear the crap. I use hypnosis, in hypnotherapy. I use a method called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, where we do the tapping and we tap the crap. I also use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and mental emotional release technique. I use journaling with my clients. There's so many techniques. I just brought a new one in. I met an interesting lady a few weeks ago, and she now is in my office. Biocharger, you can go to biocharger.com and check it out. It's a wonderful tool to help clear negative energy. If we allow this junk in, you're going to get the junk out. If we allow the good in, we're going to get the good out. Looking at my time, folks, because I have an appointment. Again, I have another appointment, so I want to keep going. So if you feed your mind this junk, high fats, or your bodies even, the high calories, the sugary, the recreational drugs, the alcohol, all you're going to get is you're killing off the brain cells that you need to be positive. Now, I'm not saying don't eat a Snickers once in a while. I'll have a bite of one once in a while. I know, bite, I'm weird. I'm just a freak, guys. But carefully taking care of yourself, like that car, taking care of yourself, changing your oil, getting the tune up, refueling yourself, bringing in my biocharger. It's not, I'm sorry, correct that. It's not my biocharger. Having a biocharger here with my new colleague has been a world of help for so many clients so far. And it's just been up and running a little over a week now. I wasn't feeling good a week and a half ago, and I was here at the office just to grab my laptop and go home. And I stuck around for a little while, and my new colleague, Maureen, she had the biocharger up and running, and she said, hey, let's give it a try. And I just sat there in front of it. It's got a bunch of pretty lights going and makes a very subtle sound or whatever. And all of a sudden I just started feeling better. And I don't know if it was just because of the biocharger or just time, I don't know. And then two other people came into my office. One had a headache, a migraine, and I ran the biocharger, and she left here without one. And then another gal came in. I didn't even know she had cramps. And she left and she had no more cramps, and she still doesn't have cramps, and it's been almost a week. So I don't know, body charter has this place. So I've got all these modalities at my disposal to help people clear the negative energy. A lot of these I can do right on Zoom remotely if you are not close here to Visalia, and do face-to-face. Sometimes we make a poor decision and we find ourselves in a place of embarrassment. We feel that there's no place to hide now. We place no place to escape, and we're mortified. We run, we hide, we close the closet door in our lives. And then what happens? Our life just blows up because of all the negativity we've just held in. And think about it like this too. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. When you start to feel negativity come in, and it feels ugly and uncomfortable, let it process. Be aware of it. What happens a lot of times, it shows up and we're aware for just a second. I don't like the way that feels. I'm just going to push it down. You're not going to die letting it process. Tell it, I don't know why you're here, but you were really making me feel uncomfortable, negative energy, and I'd really like you to go away. What do you need from me to help this go away? Ask it what it needs to help it go away. Just ask it, and it will go away. Whether it tells you what its needs are or not, nurture it, and it just wants a voice. Because what happens, you're healing. Your body is actually trying to heal. But what we tend to do is we push it away. And when we push it away, it just goes back down into the capsule, all that negativity. And it's almost as if to say, all right, guys, we tried this time again, but she or he pushed it away. Well, but we'll have better luck next time. We'll just keep striving until, we'll just keep trying to get this person, me, who, her, he, him, to release us out of this, uncomfortableness. And you can have this first just a cleanup. I remember just so many wonderful experiences 5 years ago to now, just knowing that I've cleared bad energy like that. It can happen like that. It can absolutely happen like that. So what goes in comes out. So if you want negative to come out, put it in. If you want to live a positive life, just start putting more positive things. And every time something negative comes in, ask if there's a high purpose for it. What is this negative? What is it you're trying to teach me? Do I need it in my life right now? Is there anything that's going to benefit? What's its positive intention? Let it go. There's a thing called the Sedona method. You grab a hold of the object that's bothering you. I use a pen. You can go to the Sedona method on Google. And can you hold it? Hold on to it. Put all of it here in the pen. Can you let it go? Yeah, I can let it go. Are you going to let it go? Well, I want to. Will you let it go? I can. Then let it go. And that's literally how easy it is to let negative energy go. Next week, I have a special guest. Well, I am actually going to do a live session with a client. She's given me permission, and I'm going to be doing a lot of NLP with her. Well, I say a lot. We're going to try one technique, and maybe if we have time, another. Depends on her. I'm not even going to talk to her about. Well, I know her issues, but I'm not gonna. She's going to bring me an issue in, like I don't know anything about it. She's gonna something maybe that she's been working on her own or whatever. But she's a fascinating lady. A lot of fun, and the session the whole hour will be used for that, and it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm going to be advertising that starting tonight, and I'm just going to blast it. I have a live session, how I do work with a client one-on-one, and I'm going to record it and have it live right here on Most Things Hypnosis. It'll be so much fun. Anyway, take care, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And those of you that are watching this on the rerun, thank you. I appreciate it. Please leave a comment. Give me a chat. Give me a call. My email is right there at the bottom of the screen. ILAH@CentralValleyHypnotherapy.com. Take care, all, and I look forward to you seeing me next week.